So I thought it was a nice idea to take a look at my personal Pokemon card collection again today. You can see some cards here, some might be familiar and some not. Well, they are all part of the first ever alt art set created in the Sword and Shield era, namely Battle Styles. And over the past 4 years I have been trying to complete this set. I haven't spent too much attention to it, but as you can see, over the past couple of years I have set cards aside to add to my Battle Styles binder. And that's what we're going to do today, so buckle up for another adventure. In every other part of my Pokemon card collection, I'm not a huge fan of using perfect fit sleeves. How do you sleeve the cards, upside down or in a normal way? Well, for perfect fit sleeves I use this method, but I just happened to collect this set in this type of binder with these 9 pocket pages, so the only way to sleeve them up is actually using perfect fit sleeves. The good old times, battle styles. It is one of the first sets that I started to collect when I came back into the hobby at the end of 2020. So first we started to just randomly buy a couple of Shining Fates ETBs. A part of the friend group that I was with decided to collect that set, and I didn't collect anything at all at that moment. I just was there for the fun and opening some packs randomly. Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, Rebel Clash, Sword and Shield base. Buying and opening complete booster boxes was not a thing at that time, for me at least. Some people purchased a couple of ETBs and opened them at the same time, but for me it was mainly collection boxes, and that explains why I collected so many different sets when I started. Now if we fast forward a couple of years, 2023, maybe the end of 2022, I decided to dismantle every set of Pokemon cards that I collected over the past couple of years back then. I had Evolving Skies, I had everything that you can imagine, Darkness Ablaze, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, Fusion Strike a little bit. I have a video explaining more about that where I just had a large binder with every set. I tried to complete every Sword and Shield set, but I thought it was not manageable. Excuse me for the background noise. People are outside busy with construction. But anyways, back to it. Let's add some cards to the collection and let's see what I have so far. With the money that I gained from selling every other Pokemon card from the Sword and Shield era except my Battle Styles binder, and some alternate arts of other sets that I didn't really want to sell and I collect separately now. With that money I started to purchase other cards to complete my Battle Styles set. In the end, it is one of the cheapest booster boxes that is currently around in the entire Pokemon universe. Pretty hilarious. Back then I purchased the Battle Styles Rapid Strike and Single Strike ETBs for 55 a piece. And that was quite expensive as they were on sale for 35 a piece later in the year, or perhaps the next year, but anyways. What I tried to do is collect every card, and just one version of every card. And whenever I found the reverse holo of a card and I had a regular version, I just swapped it out, and I want to master the set in terms of getting the best version of every card. So if we dive into it, you can see I'm pretty far completing the set. Here we have the nice Victinis that is currently very hyped up with the black and white illustration rare slash promo. And obviously you have the monochrome rare. I haven't opened any black and white yet, so I'm not familiar with it, but you see people pull them and the price is rising of these cards. Here are some water type Pokemons. Empoleon was really cool. During this time I also played the game a lot. There were some useful cards in this set if I'm correct. I think even the Rapid Strike Urshifu made it into the top 4 of a World Championship at one point. Was a really cool time to be around. Everything was way more expensive except for a couple of products like Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze. These booster boxes haven't gained any value yet, as I'm correct. The hype back then was so large and people started to purchase these boxes and hold on to them, and then the price dropped rather instead of increased. On release, Vivid Voltage was about 180 bucks a booster box if I'm correct. Price dropped back to 120 bucks a box, and now finally after 4 years it starts to regain some of that value. People that hold on to it see 10% increase on a 5-year investment, 4 to 5 years. That's not a lot, but if you divide it and you have a diversified portfolio, you will see large gains in Pokemon, is my experience at this moment. So let's move to the trainers. Experience Share, Escape Rope, obviously Cheryl later on were pretty useful cards in the game. The Level Ball was very useful. Some of these energies and these towers. Yeah, I remember that deck being very strong, so here we are at the point where I should add some cards. I have everything on collector number, as you can see. I'm not sure if I want the entire set in reverse holo, but I at least want to complete it and have one copy of every card. So this Urshifu is number 150, guys. Let's move over to the next page, where we can see the most expensive card of the set, the Tyranitar V, Sleepy Tyranitar people call it, and it is one of the first alternate arts that was ever created in the Sword and Shield era. Now it is near mint, it has some tiny flaws. I purchased it as near mint and it was described as really mint card. So when I purchased it, it was about 60 bucks. And then you can see there in the corner, that is the only damage. It's not a perfect corner. I purchased it for 65 bucks and then I got 5 bucks off due to that damage. And in the description it was a really minty card. But I'm not intending to send this to PSA, this is just for my binder collection. And there are some more cards in here that are not perfect. Although, I must admit, some, or rather 90% of it is pulled by myself, or it is really in near mint to mint condition. That is what I like to collect after all. Let me know, guys, is anyone interested still in seeing battle styles or collecting battle styles? I think there is not a lot of attention to it at this moment. The Urshifu alternate arts, you can see I don't have collected them yet. I do have a couple of Phoebes and Corinna's focuses. I do collect a lot of full art trainers. I have a separate episode about that as well. 162, 163 should be here, so it is the first full art on the new page, our single strike mustard. And I have a video about it as well, that there is a small red dot over here in the border. It is supposed to be an error. Let me grab another copy. It was supposed to be an error, but I purchased the next one and I didn't know if it was inked. But this one has exactly the same dot, the red dot on the side there. After having 2 or 3 copies, I saw it was pretty common. So it was not a special error and it was also not damage. It is just something, yeah, that has maybe in a specific print run has been like this. If you look at stock images of the card, it is not there. So let's see where we should add this beautiful Cheryl Rainbow Hyper Rare. We have to turn the page around again and then I think it should be up here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, Pokemon card sales are a little bit down again this week. It went up a little bit, it was down very much 2 weeks ago. So I ended up a few weeks ago to purchase 10 of these packs. I have a couple of them in my personal collection already as well from when this was released. The General Mills Celebrations 25th Anniversary Pokemon card pack. It has 1 guaranteed Pikachu and 1 other card. So then we also have the flight traffic flying over currently. It's a whole mess, I imagine, but I hope I'm clearly understandable. And there was a person that was interested in buying all these, but then I saw on Card Market that the prices went up in comparison to what I asked for it. And one person, you should never do that, guys, he tried to negotiate me down on the price and I said, hey, I see I'm already very low in the asking price. You can have it for this price, and if you don't want it, I'm gonna add €1 per pack basically at the end of the day. So let me know if you want it for this price. If not, that's fine with me as well. I think there are a lot of other collectors that want to buy one or maybe everything. If I add $1 to it, I might be able to give a little discount, but not for these prices that I'm currently trying to maintain. Moving on to the Octillery number 178. The mustard is 177. Let's put the Octillery up here. So I'm not a huge fan of these types of binders. I use for my collection normally 9 pocket or 12 pocket side sliding binders. Sometimes with a zip, sometimes just with a rubber band. Or not a rubber band, but you know what I mean, right? I mean something like this type of rubber band that you're still able to close the binder. But it had something really nostalgic to it. When I came back into the Pokemon card hobby after a break of like 15 to 20, yeah, probably 15 to 20 years. These kind of binders were all that I had left when I came back into the hobby. So I just utilized it immediately. I still have my old Pokemon card collection as well, for if someone is still interested to take a look at that one point. But this was all that I knew back then in 2020 as well, from my childhood. So I went to the store, purchased a couple of these pages, thought about using my old binder, and here we are 5 years later. For the Tapu Koko we have to go a few pages back. It's number 147. 150, 149, 148. So these are the full arts, and I think at this point they were still highly collectible, but nowadays in the Scarlet and Violet era it seems they put a full art in every pack almost. Back to the gold cards for the last two cards that we add to the binder today. Number 180 and 183. So the experience share up here, and I think the single strike energy should be next to the rapid strike energy, but I'm not sure. Yes, rapid strike is 182 and this one is 183. So yes, thanks everybody for watching, and I'm just keep collecting this set, and I hope in another 5 years I will have it complete finally. If you like this kind of content, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel and watch some of my other videos as well. I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a good day.